Hello students, from today's class let us start revising the all the chapters what we have learned so that we can prepare ourselves for the final exams. So I wish to go by chapter. I'll give you the glimpse of the chapters, what are all the things we have learned, and at the end of the session I'll give you a few problems for practice. So today we are going to revise chapter 1 sets. So what are all the things we have learned under this chapter? First, we have learned what is meant by a set. A set is defined as a collection of well-defined objects. All collection of objects won't form a set. Well-defined objects. For example, collection of 5 beautiful flowers won't form a set because the priority of the beautifulness will vary from person to person. So it is not well defined. The collection of vowels in English alphabets is an example of a set. Alright, and we have seen certain denotions. It belongs to, does not belongs to means we will strike off this sign, and we all the elements in the set are denoted inside the flower braces, and the elements are separated by commas, right? Then we have seen how to represent the sets. We have seen two different types of representing a set. First one is tabular form or roster form. Another one is property method or set builder form. Normally we will call it as a set builder form. So tabular form or roster form. Another one is set builder form. Tabular form, from the name itself it is very clear. It is like expressing the elements of the set in the separate form by separating it by commas. Whereas set builder form na, you have to express it inside the flower braces, saying that a set of all x such that we have to give one general notation, and we have to give the explanation for the element in words. Whereas in roster form or tabular form, we will tabulate the elements explicitly. The set of all vowels in English alphabet. How will you express this set in roster form and in set builder form? In roster form, we will explicitly give the elements of the set, whereas in set builder form we will write the set of all x such that this slash oblique we will call it as such that x is a vowel in English alphabet. Hope you remember all these things. The same way, the set of all square numbers, how you will express in roster form all the square numbers 1, 4, 9, 16, etc. If you want to express it in the set builder form, we will write the set of all x such that x is equal to n square, where n is a natural number, so that all square numbers will come under this. Okay, you can give a slash or else you can give colon for such that. Okay, next we have seen different types of sets. Finite set, we know if the number of elements is finite. Infinite set, if the number of elements is not finite. Null set, the set does not have any element. Singleton set, having only one element. Equivalent sets, equivalent set means they have same cardinal number. If two sets have same number of elements, we will call it as equivalent sets. Two sets are said to be equal sets if each element is same. If all the elements are same, then it is called as equal set. Then set of sets means elements as set. If a set has element as another set, then we will call it as set of sets or class of sets or family of sets. Right? Hope you remember all these types of sets. Then we have seen another important concept of set, which is called as subsets. We will denote it by this symbol. A set A is a subset of another set B if every element of A is also an element of B. Okay, a set is called a subset of another set if every element of that set is also an element of B. For example, if we have a bigger set and if we pick up some elements from that set, those picked up elements is called as subset of that original set. That original set is called as superset, and the elements which is picked from that set is called as a subset. And not a subset means we will denote like this, and every set A is a subset of itself. An empty set is also a subset of every set. You have to remember these two. Every set is a subset of itself, and empty set is also a subset of every set. Okay, then based on this we have done few problems how to identify the subsets. Then another important concept is power set. What is meant by power set? The set of all the subsets of a given set. The set of all the subsets of a given set. How will you start listing out all the subsets of a set? You have to start with the empty set, end with the original set. Okay, for example, here I have listed out all the subsets of the set A. Set A has two elements 1 and 2. How will you express all the subsets of this set A? First, we have to start with the empty set, then sets with singleton set, sets with single element, then set with 2 element, then set with 3 elements. Likewise, till we end up with the original set, we have to list out all the subsets of the given set. So here first empty set, then a set with 1, a set with 2, and a set with 2 elements 1, 2. That's it. We reach the original set. So these are all the list of all subsets of the given set A. So the set of all the subsets is called a power set. Okay. How many subsets in general a set can have? 2 power n. 2 power n elements. If A has n elements, then 2 power n elements a power set will have. We can say a power set will have 2 power n elements, or we can say the number of elements of a number of subsets for a given set is 2 power n. Here the set has 2 elements, so 2 power 2 is 4. Therefore, power set has 4 elements, or else we can say there are 4 subsets for the given set A. Got it? If a set has 3 elements, then 2 power 3, 8 elements power set will have. So these kind of questions you may expect in 1 mark. Right? I'm just recalling the things. Then is universal set. Universal set means the superset from which the set subset is derived is called the universal set. Any set which is superset of all the sets under consideration is called the universal set and is denoted by capital U. Okay. Then we have seen subsets of the set of real numbers. Natural number is a subset of real number. Set of all integers. Then set of all rational numbers. Right, and T is the set of all x such that x belongs to R and x does not belongs to Q, which means T is the set of all irrational numbers. Irrational numbers are denoted by T. Yes, then we have seen intervals as subsets of R. We have seen 2 intervals. One is open interval, another one is closed interval. Open interval means we won't include the end points, whereas closed interval means we will include the end points. We will denote the open interval with open braces, simple parenthesis. Closed interval we will denote it with the square braces. Right? When we talk about open interval, the endpoints are not included. When we talk about closed interval, the endpoints are also included. So normally we will denote it by the dark circle for closed interval and open circle for the open interval. Right? Then length of any interval can be found by using b minus a, the upper limit minus the lower limit of the interval. Then we have seen an important concept called Venn diagrams. Venn diagrams are the diagrams introduced by Mr. John Venn. He is an English logician. It consists of rectangles and closed curves, usually circle. So we will have a rectangle which denotes the universal set, and we will denote the subsets of the universal set by circle. So if you see this example, first you have to fill in the elements of the subsets and the remaining elements should be filled in the rectangular space. See, the elements of the set A are 1, 2, 3. So the remaining elements are filled in the universal set. Right? Then we have seen operations on sets. What are all the operations on sets? We have seen union, intersection and difference. Union of two sets means both the sets, all the sets of both A and B. Union of sets is denoted by this symbol U, capital U. Don't get confused with the universal set and this union. Okay. If we write this symbol in between two sets, it means union. So A union B means all the elements of both A and B. That is, A union B is set of all x such that x belongs to A or x belongs to B. When we use the word or, preposition or denotes it can belong to either A or B. Then it will come under union. Okay, it can be present in any one of the set. Then it will fall under union. For example, A has 1, 2, 3 elements, B has 2, 1, 5, 6 elements, then A union B will have 1, 2, 5, 6. You should not repeat the elements 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. You should not repeat the elements. First, you have to write the common elements and then the uncommon elements. Right? So, if you have intersection of two sets, union will be this. If you have two disjoint set means they do not have any intersection. Then A union B is A fully, B fully. If one set is a subset of the another, then everything you will shade. Then what is intersection of two sets? Intersection of two sets is denoted by inverted U, which means which are common to both the set. A intersection B is set of all x such that x belongs to A and x belongs to B. And means intersection, R means union. Remember. So this is the intersection part. If they are disjoint set, we will not be having any intersection. If one set is a subset of the other, then the subset will be the intersection. Right? Then we have seen difference of two sets. Difference of two sets means taken in this order, elements of A but not B. A minus B is the set of all x such that x belongs to A and x does not belongs to B. And nalle we will remember intersection. Right? So the elements which belongs to A and x does not belongs to B. How will you find the difference of two sets? First we will find the common elements. You have to leave it. Then you have to write the remaining elements of the first set. If you are talking about A minus B, you have to write the remaining elements in the first set A. If you want to find B minus A, you have to write the remaining elements in the first set B. Okay. In Venn diagram, how you will express A minus B is, first you have to find the intersection part. Intersection part is this common region. You have to leave it and shade the remaining portion of set A. Okay, if they are disjoint, then they do not have any intersection. Therefore, you have to shade the remaining portion of A, which is the complete of A. Got it? If B is a subset of A, then what is intersection between A and B? This B fully. Therefore, the remaining portion of A is the outer region. If A is a subset of B, then what is A minus B? A minus B is empty set, because A and B, which is the intersection, again the A fully. So you have to leave the common region and you have to shade the remaining. We don't have remaining of A because entire A is the intersection with B. Therefore, there is no remaining portion in A. Therefore, A minus B will be empty if A is a subset of B. Yes, hope you can recall all these things. Then we have seen certain properties: commutative, associative, identity, idempotent, law of universal set, then distributive. Commutative is between two sets, union, intersection. Both union and intersection are commutative, which means A union B is same as B union A. Similarly, A intersection B is same as B intersection A. Associative is with three sets, A union B union C equal to A union B union C. Similarly, A intersection B intersection C is same as A intersection B intersection C. Right? It can be taken in any order. Identity. Identity means you will be getting the same set as your answer. So, what will happen? A union empty set. A union empty set, you will get A. A intersection empty set is going to be empty set only. Union means you will be writing the entire element. So, entire A you will get. While intersection means common elements. You will not be having any common elements between A and empty sets. Therefore, the intersection is empty. Idempotent means doing the operation with the same set. A union A. If you find A, union is going to be again the same set because all the elements are going to be repeated. A intersection A is also the same set because all the elements will be in common. Then law of U, which means if you perform union with the universal set and any set A, then you will get the universal set as your union. Because union means you will be writing all the elements either in A or B, right? So entire universal set will be the union. For intersection, you will get only the set because you are going to write only the common elements. Then distributive, A intersection B union C is A intersection B union A intersection C. Right? This is distribution. We are distributing intersection over union. A intersection B union A intersection C. Then we have seen how to find or express distributive law using Venn diagram. A intersection B union C is equal to A intersection B union A intersection C. First you have to take your left hand side, and when you have three sets, and do step by step. First draw the Venn diagram for the thing which is inside the braces. B union C. A, B, C. B union C means B and C fully should be shaded. Now A intersection B union C. Now A is this complete set and B union C is this. What is a common region for these two? This part alone, right? This part alone is common in A and B union C. Therefore, this region should be shaded. Keep it aside. Now get back to the right hand side and first find what is A intersection B. We know the common region of A and B. A intersection C is the common region of A and C. Now A intersection B union A intersection C. We have to shade this region as well as this region, right? And hence left hand side is equal to right hand side. This is how only you have to perform the Venn diagram for whatever question you have. First you have to shade the things which is, you have to draw the Venn diagram for the things which is inside the braces, and then you proceed step by step. Right? And also we have seen the sets A minus B, B minus A and A intersection B are mutually disjoint sets. They do not have anything in common. A minus B is different, B minus A is different, A intersection B is different, right? Then we have done numerical problems. Solving numerical problems based on these operations on sets is very, very easy. Remember, union means you have to write all the elements together. Intersection means only common elements. Difference means first strike off the common elements and write the remaining elements of the first set. When you have more than two elements or more than two operations like this, first perform the thing for the things which is inside the braces and then extend it step by step. Alright. Then we have learned what is meant by a complement of a set. Complement of a set means elements of U which are not the elements of A. Here we will be comparing it with U. This is similar to the difference of sets. Difference of sets will be done between two sets, whereas complement of a set is between the universal set and the set. Right? A dash is nothing but U minus A, writing the remaining elements of the universal set. Right? So the set of all x such that x belongs to U and x does not belongs to A. And these are all the various properties of complement. When you perform complement, union of A and its complement, you will get the entire U. Because A will be having certain elements, A complement will be having the elements of U which is not in A. So when you find union between these two, the entire universal set we will get. When we find intersection, it is going to be obviously empty. Then we have seen an important thing called De Morgan's law. Hope you remember. A union B the whole dash is A dash intersection B dash. A intersection B the whole dash is A dash union B dash. This is very, very important, which we will be using in solving problems. Then A dash the whole dash is A. Then U dash is empty. Empty set's complement is U. And this is also an important result which we have used in our problems. A minus B can also be written as A intersection B dash. A intersection B dash, which means A minus B, the definition itself says the set of all x such that x belongs to A and x does not belongs to B. Does not belongs to B means B complement, and means intersection. So A intersection B dash. B minus A means the set of all elements belongs to B and does not belongs to A. Therefore, A dash intersection B. Right? So you have to remember all these properties as well, especially this De Morgan's law, and these two laws we will be using in our problems. Then we have seen some important results based on cardinal numbers. Cardinal number means the number of elements. If A, B, C are finite sets, then n of A union B is n of A plus n of B minus n of A intersection B. If A intersection B is empty, this will become 0, so it is just n of A plus n of B. If you have 3 sets, it should be extended where the intersection of 2 sets taken in order will be subtracted and the intersection of the 3 sets should be added. Right, and n of A minus B is n of A minus n of A intersection B, or else n of A intersection B dash. This we know. A minus B can also be written as A intersection B dash. Right, n of A dash is n of U minus n of A. Normally we will use this formula in solving problems. Right. Then we have seen few application oriented problems like this. If x and y are 2 sets, this is direct question. Application questions like this. If see this, in a group of 400 people, 250 can speak Hindi, 200 can speak English. How many people can speak both Hindi and English? When you have both, it is union, right? In a group of 400 people means it is given that the union, the total number of people is given. 250 can speak Hindi, so n of H, n of E. How many people can speak both Hindi and English? So intersection they asked you to find out. So in this case, we will use this property. N of x union y is n of x plus n of y minus n of x intersection y. The same problem I have done here. Right? Sorry, this is not the same question. This is fourth one. Actually, what I have read now is third question. You have to find the intersection. Union is given. So when they say both union, intersection. When they say both, it is intersection. They asked you to find both Hindi and English. So intersection you have to find. The total number denotes union. So in this case and all, we will be using that formula, what I told you earlier. A union B is n of A plus n of B minus n of A intersection B. These are all easy problems. Hope you can recall. These problems can be solved using Venn diagram also. When you have both, it is intersection. And when you have questions like this, like tennis only and not cricket. Like tennis only but not cricket, which means only this region. Only this region. This is nothing but n of tennis and intersection C complement. N of T intersection C complement. Right? So this region alone you have to find out. When you have the word at least, it means union. Right? At least means union. Hope you remember all these things. And also we have solved problems of this kind. They will be giving few instructions and they may ask you to prove something else like this. A union B equal to A union C, A intersection B equal to A intersection C. So we need to show that B equal to C. So when we want to prove like this, we will start with any random element from any one set. Let x belongs to B. Like this only we will start. And when we want to prove two sets are equal, we will prove one is the subset of the other and other is the subset of the first set, so that two sets will become equal. This is the procedure to prove. Right? So first we will take one element from B, then automatically it will belong to A union B, because any A union definition says it belongs to A or B. Since it is in B, obviously it will belong to union. But A union B is same as A union C. Therefore, it will belong to A union C. A union C means it belongs to A or it belongs to C. If it belongs to C, our aim is reached. A element belongs to A also belongs to C. Therefore, B is a subset of C. If it does not belongs to C, if it belongs to A, then what will happen? An element is in B and also in A. Therefore, it belongs to the intersection. But we know A intersection B is same as A intersection C. Therefore, this implies the element belongs to A and the element belongs to C. So, if an element belongs to B, automatically it ends with an element in C. Therefore, B is a subset of C. Similarly, we can prove the other way. We can start with an element in C and we can try to say the element belongs to B. Therefore, C is a subset of B and hence B will be equal to C. This is the procedure to prove two sets are equal. We will be proving one set is a subset of the other and vice versa, right, by choosing a random element from the given set and using the constraints which is given in the question, right? So these are the problem where we will use the De Morgan's law and other relation. Here they have given you few data. They asked you to find number of students taking neither tea nor coffee, which means neither tea nor coffee na rendume illa. So T complement intersection C complement. So here we can use the De Morgan's law. A dash intersection B dash is nothing but A union B the whole dash, right? Now this can be written as n of A dash is U minus A. So n of U minus n of T union C. Now for T union C we can apply the formula because for these things only we know the data. So likewise only we will be using those results, right? And for the problems involving 3 sets also you have to do it in the same way. Number read at least one of the paper. One at least means union. N of H union T union I. And we have seen the formula for that. Exactly one newspaper. They should read only one newspaper, which means this H alone plus T alone plus I alone. I told you how to fill in this Venn diagram. Hope you remember. First you have to fill in the innermost. All the 3 is 3. Intersection of all the 3 sets is 3. Then intersection of 2 sets you have to fill in 9, 11, 8. Right? 9, 11, 8. 11, 9, 8. Then from these 3 intersection we have to subtract this common. So 11 minus 3 is 8, 9 minus 3 is 6, 8 minus 3 is 5. Right? Then N of U, universal set is 60, N of H is 25. From this 25, you have to subtract the sum of all the 3. What is sum of all the 3? 8 plus 3 is 11, 11 plus 6 is 17. So 25 minus 17 is 8. This 8 is only this H newspaper. Similarly here 26 minus 8 plus 3 plus 5. 16 you have to subtract. So this 10 is only T. And here 26 minus 6 plus 3 plus 5 which is 14. This 12 is only I newspaper. So this is how you have to fill in the values in a Venn diagram. First innermost, then you have to subtract this common from all the 3 intersection region. Then for only this you want to know, you need to add all the 3 and subtract. Right? Exactly one newspaper means this. So you can check your answer using this. Numerically, you can solve in this way by using your De Morgan's law and the various properties what we have seen. And using Venn diagram, you can check in this way. Right? And for proving questions like this, we will be repeatedly using these results. A minus B is A intersection B dash. I told you earlier. A minus B is the set of all elements in A and the elements not in B, which means A intersection B complement. Along with distributive and De Morgan's law, we will be repeatedly using to solve problems of this kind. And also we know for all sets A and B, A minus A intersection B is nothing but A minus B. Okay. Why? Because how this is true? A minus A intersection B can be written as using this A intersection B complement. So A intersection B the whole complement. Again by applying De Morgan's law, this can be written as A dash union B dash. Now apply distributive law. A intersection A dash union A intersection B dash. Now A intersection A dash is empty, union A intersection B dash. Yeah, empty set union with any set, you will get the set as your answer. But A intersection B dash is nothing but A minus B. So this how only repeatedly we will be using all the 3. First here we have used the first result. Then we have applied distributive De Morgan's. Then we have applied distributive. So repeatedly if we apply all these, we can prove the problems of this kind. Thus we have reached the end of this session. Thus I have given you the glimpse of the entire chapter sets. Hope you would have recalled all the concepts what we have learnt in sets. So along with this, I want you to do few problems as homework. Do these questions as homework and post it in the group, and if you have doubts you can ask me. Thank you students.